Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they're prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
And here we are again back in the room for another ladies' room. It is Wednesday, April 28th, and of course, it is also the final Wednesday in the month of April. Humble Wednesday, however you want to call it. And we got another crazy scenario for you guys. But let me just give you what is this person talking about? Listen, let me move you out of the room. Somehow. Anyway, good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Kimo, Martina. Good morning, Marianne. Guys, come on in. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. I'm waiting for the notification to show up so I can share. But come on in, guys. Come on in. We have a interesting scenario this morning. Patricia, good morning. Camillus, good morning. And we'd really love your input, alright? We'd love for you guys to come on in and give your feedback on today's scenario. Alright? So I think we got it. Yeah, I think I should. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Christelle. Kimo, good morning. There's an echo. Hold on. Echo. Alright, is it better? Should be better now. We good? Talk fast audio. We good? We good? All right, I think we good. Okay, so good morning, Kareem.
Morning.
What's the situation? What's the word this morning?
So here we go. Now the question asked: would you be in a relationship with someone who doesn't let anyone approach you? So would you be in a relationship with someone who doesn't let anyone approach you? Now me and my guy were outside of a nightclub, and a guy came up with his hand and he stretched it out to shake my hand and talk. And before we shook hands, my guy stepped between us and said, "Don't touch her." He said it with some hostility. "Don't touch her." And they proceeded to cuss each other out and threatened to beat up one another for 15 minutes. And the bouncer had to get involved. This is just an example. But just about every guy I'm ever with doesn't want any other guys really talking to me.
My girl have the good voice.
She sure know how to pick them.
Wow. Every guy? I thought it was a
one-time thing.
I thought it was a one-time thing. Every dude you're dealing with. Missy, you probably got the whole package. Wow. I mean, I've never heard of that before. I mean, I've heard of jealousy in relationships, and there are some men who are really possessive where their partners are concerned and they don't want to interact in it. Let me break it down. Jealousy could be good and it could be bad. But to me, it depends on how much. When it becomes like what you just mentioned, fighting, and then nah. Yeah. But I think everybody likes a bit of jealousy in their partner, knowing that, you're heading out, you're dressed to the nines, and the homeboy start off watching you like, you really going outside with that outfit? Like, seriously? You and your girls? Probably a nice short skirt, probably a little cleavage showing, whatever, and he's like, nah, I'm not feeling that. You really want dudes looking at you like, I'm not feeling that. If we're together, fine, but a little jealousy is good. It kicks the relation, keep the fire burning, that little spark, it keeps going, knowing that your partner, still, especially if you've been together for a long time, right? It gives you a sort of nice feel, your partner still, has jealous tendencies when I go out or what have you. But when it comes to being controlling and jealous to the point where I can't talk to another man or you can't say hi because it's something going on. Listen, if you're with a person, you either trust them or you don't. You're not living in the world by yourself. Can't expect me to talk to you 24/7 and everybody else. Not every conversation you have with a man is about getting together or sleeping together, right? You probably had friends before you. I probably had friends way before you came into the picture. What am I supposed to do? Drop them? And when you drop me at some point, I have absolutely nobody. Because said friends will come back and say, well, when you and your man was nice and ting ting ting, you cut us off, no man gone, you want to come back? Nah, keep it moving with your man. To me, it's all about boundaries and respect. A little jealousy ain't bad, but you have to have boundaries and respect. Trust that your partner, and especially if you're standing there. Are you standing there and you're a man? I would feel that type of way if I were a man and nobody checking my girl. Nobody and watching your girl and saying, "Oi," or you're seeing them watching your girl. Now, self, you're getting antics. A holding your hand, rubbing your face, little kiss on your cheek. Now, self, I'm making mad. Knowing that she's with me and she looks good and everybody else is looking at her, but she's not with you, she's with me. So if you're out with your girl and you're getting jealous because man watching her, you have a problem. I cannot deal with somebody like that. And if I'm out with a man and my man looking good, he's smelling good, and I'm seeing other females eyeing him and hello, antics again. Hold on to your hand, you have nothing on your shirt but you're fixing anything, thingy, collar. You know, if you have beard, pick it up, little thing in
And
his
everything
beard.
is babe.
You
You can call any name in it, babe.
I can't remember your name, babe. Pick a little thing on his cheek. You know, checking the hair to see if you have a little sting in it, a little lint in it for no reason. So, I don't understand this dude. You have a problem on your hand. That's what I'm going to say.
But if she says every guy she been with, clearly she have a problem. She have a vision problem. Like, and the whole thing about, you know, like your problems being manifested in public, I have a problem with that. Like, nobody really had to know how we feeling about something once we in public. When we go home or we reach in the vehicle and we driving up, we talk about that and we sort it out. But to say I had to like be hostile with you in public to the point where somebody had to come and intervene and calm down the situation and stuff, nah.
I'm seeing some comments in the chat, and I kind of concerned about it too, because that part she mentioned about happening with every guy, it's kind of suspect. It's kind of suspicious. I could understand if it's a one-time thing with a different partner, but is this something you're not telling us that you're doing that makes homeboy go off? Probably, as I said, I have no problem with a man complimenting you and they hi bye, but are you entertaining it? That makes dude gets, you know, whatever. Are you entertaining somebody? And you know, some men could be very disrespectful, and women too. They see you with your man or your woman. They know that's your partner. And they want to come up and hug you and hold on to you tight, and totally ignore that, hey, this man or this woman is standing by your side, not even acknowledging their presence. It's like you're there and you're not there. You're like you're an invisible man or woman, and they focus only on the person they came to say hi to, holding your hand for a long period. And it's like, maybe there's something, if you're saying it's happening with every man, maybe you probably need to check yourself to see what you're doing that encourages that type of behavior from your partner. Because it's not a one-time thing. It's not every person, she says, everybody she's dealt with. The problem can be the man.
She have a problem. She have a problem.
I jump in the fence today. The problem cannot be the man if you have a problem. That's the problem with every man that you're dealing with. You have to be the problem now. You're probably entertaining it. Like I said, it's all fine and dandy. A man come compliment you and you look nice, and they keep it pushing. But are you standing there giggly and smiley and the man is on your side? What is it? Your homeboy can't be crazy. You just have to fight with a man because you watch your girl.
And you know men down here, once they talking to you, the hand must go around your waist.
So,
it must. So maybe my man they stand up watching and the hand just they long and he don't move in.
Something in the matter beside the person. Something. Sheena herself. All I'm gonna say is insecure man must leave hot girl alone. Sheena, listen. So that means every man she's been with is insecure, right?
Sheena, use the devil's advocate this morning.
Sheena. Sam says, if the man hugs my wife tight, he better be ready to hug me too. Sam, you're just ridiculous this morning. I ain't even entertaining you. About if the man hugs my wife tight, he better be ready to hug me so too. Two shall become one.
A week.
You're a whole fool, I swear to God. So Sam, you gotta stand there and make man hug you tight. Don't make me have to start watching your side eye, eh? Because that is a loaded statement. If the man hugs my wife tight, he better be ready to hug me so. No, but there's a thin line between the two, jealousy and insecurity. There's a thin line between the two. But I'm paying attention to the wording and what she said. Sheena, did you hear everything? Let me run it again. Would you be in a relationship with someone who doesn't let anyone approach you? Off the bat, no. I'm not in the world by myself. I've got friends, I've got family, but again, I said it's about boundaries. People have to respect that, hey, this is your partner and vice versa, right? Mm-hmm. You can't be given anything goes. So, the first part, would you be in a relationship with someone who doesn't let anyone approach you? No. Another one said, and she also said, me and my guy were outside of a nightclub. A guy came up with his hand out to shake my hand and talk. And before we shook hands, my guy stepped between us and said, don't touch her, beep, touch her. And they proceeded to cuss each other out and threatened to beat one another for about 15 minutes.
I believe it was a shake
until the bouncer got involved. And she says, this is just an example, but just about every guy I've ever been with doesn't want any other guys really talking to me. Wow. I guess you're way up on the totem pole then. I wonder what does that feel like. I've never had that. But I mean,
a shake hand?
For every relationship. For a shake hand?
Nah.
Something
missing. Miguel, call us. Something missing. Call us.
I could... something missing. There's more...
For a shake hand, is it?
Some things are being left out purposely in that scenario. Like, I mean, I could understand maybe if the man came up and homeboy was standing there and proceeded to ignore and bypass homeboy and touching her, and she's saying, okay, please don't touch me or whatever, and then man step in and say, listen, my girl just said don't touch her, and you want to, would you, I know, and arguments start. I could understand that, but how do you how your man just start to cuss off another man with the hand out?
Is it that them two had something? Or they had a moment, they stand up there looking into each other's eyes and imagining their babies and their life together, and my man pick up on that. Something, I don't know, but...
Sheena, now you make it sense. Sheena says, seems like she has a very flirtish personality. So clearly the type of men she likes date doesn't fit her personality. She needs to change it up, change the behavior, or change the type she's dating. Listen, her block, Sam, honestly. Nothing is missing. The man know the face. She hunting the man. She feels she's like... Claudia says, look at it from different angles. So give us those angles. Someone says, what if it's an old schoolmate? That's what I'm saying. I have no problem, because at the end of the day, we're human beings.
No, man.
We're human beings. And I mean, nobody just deal with their partner and don't speak to nobody else at all. You have no interaction with nobody else. I see nothing wrong with somebody coming up and saying hi, whatever. But respect is due. If they see you with your partner, you acknowledge both parties. And like I said, not sidestep, ignore the person standing there and want to hug up and engage the person in conversation, and homeboy just standing there looking on like, what's going on here? Like, but it's not a one-time thing. She says every guy that she's been with, that has been an issue. Someone says, this topic having argument, this topic have the office in argument. All you're crazy. If no man watching my woman, something wrong with her. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, another person says there have to be more to that story.
A lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
That story missing some parts.
Miguel, call us. You want to know?
So, Sam, you have a lot to say in the chat. Answer the question. How would you feel if you're standing there with your wife and dude came up and ignored you and proceeded to hug your wife and start a conversation and you're standing there? How would you feel? I mean, we all agree there is something more to the story, but we just had to work with what we have because we don't know the rest. Malcolm reached. So, Malcolm, answer the question. What is your take on this scenario? Do men have problems with other men acknowledging their women? Hugging, engaging in conversation, whatever the case might be. Or do you feel good when you see men looking at your women, your woman or whatever, what have you? What's the feeling like? So, Kareem.
Honestly, is not what you do, is how you do. That is the thing with men. You know, like we have no problem with, you see this scenario here with this shake hand thing, like there's no problem whatsoever. But guys down here especially, like they have this thing where every time they have to talk to a woman, the hand had to go around the waist and
Hold on. Good morning.
Aruna.
Yes, Samuel?
Right. So how I would feel, first of all, I would blame my wife, because if two of us walking together, I think the best thing for her to do is to introduce me to the guy and say this is XYZ. Don't have me stand up here like some fool, because sometimes these men gonna come on a hug and long talk, and before you know it, 30 seconds to a minute pass and I just stand up there like a fool. Back in my days, if I walk in my girlfriend and a man hug her, I just keep walking.
So are you in the nights now? Or what? Back in your days? You're in the nights
Yeah,
now?
back in my days, in my prime.
So if your man acknowledge your girl and she stand up and talk to him, you leave it and go?
Yeah, man, I go in. You can't disrespect me like that. How many times they want?
But the man don't know you?
The men do that on purpose. If I meet a girl that I know and she stand up with a man, I don't know who the man is, the first thing I do, I hear of the man.
Yeah, revert you.
You understand?
mm-hmm. I
So
respect.
you don't want
that
no kind of
respect.
fight and this
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing. You have to respect. You don't know who the man is. That is the man that paying a rent or some kind of thing. You can't just play your frontish and thing and the man. That is a problem. It could be some kind of gunman. And then the man started what you had and you in a party for yourself. Now the man come up to you, want to know what you know, woman have. Nah, avoid all them kind of nonsense. You don't want no kind of fight with no egos. That's how men are naturally. So the best thing to do, and men should do the same thing too. Even though you're going to greet our female friend and think, hi, this is my wife XYZ, this is my friend XYZ, we went to school together and thing. Exchange pleasantries and be on your way. Don't have the next person feeling like a fool. That's all I It's the right thing to do. And we do it in the Caribbean, even casually. We will stand and talk with our other friends, and the next person there, we don't introduce them. It's something
Happens
that's
all the
lacking
time.
in our culture.
Yeah. I've
And
experienced
it goes into our relationships as well. It needs to end, and we need to do better.
I agree.
So that's what I have to say about the man.
I agree.
And that woman, she honest, she man. Later.
Why you could just end with what you were saying? You start so nice and you just have to drop some bomb and leave. No, seriously, I find that to be very disrespectful. Somebody come up to you, you with your significant other. I think it's your place to set the tone for whatever is going to happen, conversation, what have you. Person comes up to you, they acknowledge you, and then they pretend they don't see the person and be like, oh, this is my girl, and this is my man, or whatever, so and so. The person don't have to engage them in conversation, but just to as a sign of respect. You know? And I totally agree with what Sam just said. You standing there, some woman come up, stand up by your man, engaging in long, you know what they're talking, and you just stand up there. And this two just deep in conversation and you're just there. When you finish, I will not be there. I can understand, yeah, I don't have to be part of the conversation, but it's just a principle about it. You know? You don't have to give the person data about where they live in and where they work in. No, a simple, oh, by the way, this is my dude, this is my man, this is my fiance, this is my husband, this is my whatever. Or this is my girlfriend.
You feel better.
This is my wife, this is so and so. Meet Tom. You don't have to give no long explanation. Me and care where you want Tom meet or whatever the case might be. But it's just a principle. And to me, as Sam said, sadly we are lacking that a lot. Yeah, acknowledge a person. That's all. A little bit of acknowledgement. You don't have to. The person don't even have to join the conversation. As a matter of fact, you're supposed to know when to cut that conversation. You can't be standing there. You probably go out some event, something, whatever, and this person want to monopolize your time. You're standing there talking 5 minutes. We ain't come here for that. We ain't come here for all this talk you want to engage in. So sometimes the onus is on the person, on the party, to set the tone. Not just stand there and say, well, I didn't send and call the person, they see me and they come and say, no. Know when to cut it short. Out of respect. It's simple.
And I realize people, like, they do that kind of thing.
This is a fight don't start.
No, for real, because they do it to show that, they're on a kind of level. Well, I could just go over by carry money woman there and she could talk to me.
Somebody have a story. Hold on the phone, I'm going. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are we doing this morning?
We good.
You have me laughing right you with that question and conversation this morning.
Tell me.
All right, but by right, it goes both ways, vice versa, because I don't want to go too long in discussion, though. Because in Grenada, some men have a very disrespectful way. They might see an ex-girlfriend or ex-friend or friend they want, and they see him on a certain person.
I want to give impression.
And they want to give an impression of punk the person. Why somebody stand up with the personal friend or the girlfriend or the fiancé or something. But no, it's just a level of respect. You understand me? But you really go two ways. You understand me? Because at the end of the day, as for a female, she's supposed to know how a gentleman's supposed to greet her when she has somebody. And a man's supposed to know how he's supposed to relay that same gesture as well. Because at the end of the day, a greeting can have an ignition, or you can send a wrong message. You understand me?
Totally agree.
I'm not going to get too much, but it's a wonderful question this morning. We both have to just
respect,
understand each person and respect it, all right?
All right. Thanks so much, man. All right.
Wonderful.
Have a good one.
So you see how this caller talk about the greeting?
Oops. The first no, please call back. I'm sorry I disconnected you by accident. All right? Please call back.
So you see how that caller, they talk about the greeting? I don't believe it was just a shake and happen in this
Hold
scenario.
on, I think we have... Hold on, somebody calling again. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, morning. What's up?
We good.
We good.
All right. Calling for the program.
Go ahead.
All right. Aruna, this thing, at the end of the day, this boils down to respect. And total principle. If you don't have respect in either way, it's not going to happen. And, trust as well. Yeah?
Trust and respect.
Trust and respect.
Gotcha.
Have a good day.
All right, have
Thanks,
a good
man.
one.
Yes.
It's so correct. Hold on, we have another. We have a voice note.
Both men and women do it. Sometimes they don't even have nothing with the partner or anything, but because they see them with their partner, they're disrespectful. They won't even say hi to the person. They would just come and put their hand around you, or probably the girl would come and whisper in the guy's ears. A lot of women do it, a lot of men do it, and they do it based on ego or just to irritate the other sometimes.
Some people do it purposefully. They do it on purpose, knowing they could, especially if it's somebody that you probably, had a relationship with or whatever, and don't know their place as an ex.
To show they're still ranks.
No, to try. They ain't have no ranks. But again, somebody will only do what you allow them to do. And if you're not setting the boundaries and you're not telling them, hey, listen, when you see me and this man, like this person that I'm dealing with, respect you. Don't be trying that. Not even by myself. Don't even. So sometimes we have to set the boundaries. We can't just allow anybody or just allow anything to happen. Because if that person set boundaries, then a person coming up saying you and your man or you and your girl know what time it is. And I've seen it. You'll be there with a person and come in and hug and like totally ignoring the person standing by their side. Like, and you there looking at this too, like, wait, nah. And then children jump up and see me big woman as we stand up here.
When you reach
like,
home, the
big man
locks
like
and
me.
all change.
Like really? So, it goes across the board, as that last person said, goes across the board. Another person says you need to let the person know they're out with your partner and don't just let them join in and try to make the man feel uncomfortable. But I mean, why you even have to tell people that? What happened to courtesy and you have to tell a person that they with my man high respect?
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
You're supposed to acknowledge, this is my man standing here. You acknowledge both of us. Or this is your girl standing here. You acknowledge both of us. It is disrespectful. It is disrespectful to watch a man standing there with his woman and you just come up as a man and yeah, so fight does start. Fight does start that way. But my thing is, I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I don't understand why this is something that happens with every man. So maybe you need to check your own behavior, or maybe something about you that encourages that sort of behavior. Because you're trying to say to me, if you've been dealing with 5 men, all 5 of those men display those tendencies. So you have a sign on your back saying jealous man only I want, or you put up a Facebook post saying only jealous man I want, man who behave like a fool. How all men you... Either you're very flirtatious, or either you're very flirtatious, or you like the attention, because there's some women who love that attention and like rubbing it, especially if the man have a kind of way about him and you want to let him know, hey, you could play the fool, I could get man. And so maybe you're encouraging something that you shouldn't, or being flirtatious, and the man accustomed to it and he didn't like it, and that day was one of those days he decided, you know what? I'm not here for this. I'm really not here for this. I'm not here for this. And he exploded. Someone says, oh gosh, I'm learning something new about the hand around women. Is this for real? Whether I'm single or not, why are you putting your hands around me to greet me? Yo, I hate that with a passion.
That is 101 here. That is 101.
I hate that with a passion. People like just hugging. Like hugging. I'm
literally
quick to
just to
back
say
off.
hi, you know.
I'm quick to back off. I'm like, and I either do the elbow or bounce. But just quick to run and hug up people. Slowly roll. Take your time. If we're walking and you stop to talk to someone, I'll keep walking. I'm not standing and wait on nobody. Just sometimes you walk with somebody and they get caught up in a conversation and they forget you. They totally forget that you the two of you are there together. Caught up in, and you standing there like Baby Joe, waiting on them to nah, you're gonna get left. Yeah, you're gonna get left.
I still don't believe that handshake thing alone, eh? Trust me. That one, me.
Someone says, I need to get to the bottom of this. Send me her details. I will report my findings.
For real. My man wanna fight because of a handshake.
Someone says, that's its situation. If that guy doesn't address introduce himself. Have no manners. Again, I blow out. Guy formally introducing himself. It's alright, but no grabbing and touching. Yeah, some men purposefully do it. A lot of men do it on purpose just to upset the man.
And then they go in and talk to their brethren about you after. That's crazy. Anyway, my girl, if you want to call us on air, call us after.
Yeah, we need to know
Clarify
some of the things that you've been leaving out. I figure you've been leaving out some things. Let me see if I got another one. Hold on. Someone says there's way more to the story than it's being let out. Because I can't understand how any man in his right head will just immediately start cussing and attacking another man who has not even touched his girl as yet, but his hands are just outstretched to do so. There's way more going on. Another person says it could be a case where you allow these people to greet you, so when you are alone... Oh, that's the point. It could be a case where you allow these people to greet you so when you're alone, so they feel they can do it anytime. That's a really good point. So the person probably saying, well, when you're by yourself, I could do that. When you're dating your man, I can't hug you. So that's where the boundaries come in again. If you can't do it in the person present, don't do it in the absence. Don't come and hug me up and whatever. And I allow it when he's not there. So suddenly he's there. Why do I have to change how I've been approaching you for years? That is where you say to that person, yeah, we've been cool for so and so long, blah blah blah, but out of respect for my man or woman, I'd prefer you didn't. No hard feelings. I'll just prefer that you didn't, because it is disrespectful one and it's makes him uncomfortable too. So which one is it? And again, we have to stress both parties do it. It's not just a man thing. We got some women who do the same thing. Same thing. And completely ignore you like you're not even there. Like you're flying on the wall or something. So shoo. So next thing she man and like the other guy head. And you don't have to like the person to respect them. You're not the person significant other. You're not to like them. It's a person they're dealing with who have to like.
I can understand that point too, eh?
No.
Yeah, if you ain't like a man head, you ain't coming and touch my own. You mad boy? Hey.
Men never like nobody head. They figure like the woman. So
no. If I don't like your head, it's a different.
It's a problem.
If I don't like your head, then yeah,
So-
she can. I don't even want you to breathe too hard. Like just.
Someone says, "Don't come hugging me up when your woman not there, and when your woman they acting like you ain't see me." Friendship done one time. I mean, she you have to understand that. Come on, you finish. She not real difficult, Sheena, would you like a woman to come and hug up your man?
She has an open relationship. She not tell her open
No,
relationship.
seriously, how would you feel? You're standing there at home, girl, come and hugging up your man, and stand up there, and you're standing there. My thing is, what's the song called? You gotta cut it. Just cut it.
Cut it.
Cut it. Just cut it out. Don't encourage it. Let them know, hey, we could talk, but my man ain't feeling this. Sheena said, but Aruna, if the two men or the two women don't like each other, why do they have to acknowledge each other? You don't have to really acknowledge them, just you could raise your hand like a hi, whatever.
No, but let me show you a scene. For the men, you see this thing about bongs and things. You ain't even have to go through that, Bridget. Men have a thing that they just do. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Like just a little.
The little religion.
Yeah, just a little.
This
you know,
let's go
like we don't have to go through this bongs and things. Nah, man.
Just have to.
Nah, just sting the chin there and we
that's
good.
it. You have to say
we
our
good.
word.
That
is acknowledgement.
good.
It is a form of acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's all the time we have today, guys. Pulling the curtains down for another one. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, for another ladies' room. And it came to you through the kind compliments of Beacon Insurance and the Western Union. Thanks so much to everyone who came into the room today and contributed to the conversation. Really appreciate it. And of course, looking forward to having you. Oh Lord, God, the devil just reached. It could be a case where you allow the people. Respect is universal, not a conditional thing. When you're always late, let me just play yours quick and go. Just set the tone.
Good day. My take on that today, I think home girl telling the full story. Yeah? There is more in the matter besides the pestle. Is that either home girl is the kind of girl that a woman that is entertain people or flirt with people? That's why my man had to be getting upset like that. But home girl not telling the whole story when coming to that. If it was one person, one scenario I could understand, but if it's everybody she meet, that scenario coming up, then either home girl is a flirt or something ain't right. But I definitely can't see myself being in a relationship with a woman. Well, I can't say it ain't gonna happen again because I've been down kind of road there already, but I can't see myself putting myself in that kind of situation there. And it's not only man who does do them things, a woman does do them things too, So don't feel it's only man who does do them things. There's some serious, listen, I know Specky have one more history than me, but if I go to give all of my story there, that situation there too, it will take a day, so let me leave that there.
song during stress. Like you really had a hard time dealing with that. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for checking in. We'll be back tomorrow, final one for the week, right here on Power 95. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Stay powered up.